How's everybody today? Good. Well, the scrimmage today, first opportunity that guys had to go out there and sort of play on their own was, I think the spirit was good. I think the enthusiasm was good overall. A lot of guys giving a lot of effort. I really like the spirit, of how this team goes about, what they do. I think that obviously the execution is not what we'd like for it to be on a consistent basis. There was a lot of good things out there. There's also a lot of things that we need to clean up. The defensive front is probably the strength of our team, right now. And I think those guys showed that a little bit today, made it difficult to run and create a lot of negative plays with batted balls and pressures on the quarterback, that type of thing. As the scrimmage went on, I thought the offense, sort of gotten a little bit of rhythm and actually played better as the scrimmage went on, which is a good thing. We sort of rotated all the quarterbacks today, so it's probably a little bit more difficult for any one guy to, get a rhythm. They all played probably a similar number of plays, maybe 30 or 40 plays apiece, and all of them did some good things, and all of them have some things that they can improve on. But I think the big thing when it comes to offense is everybody's got to trust and believe in, what we need to do, and everybody's got to go do their job, and we got to develop some trust and confidence in each other so that we execute a little bit better on a more consistent basis. Derrick Henry had a pretty good day. Kenyon Drake, even though he wore a black shirt out there, we just tagged off of him. Was very effective in some of the things that he did in the running game and the passing game, and it's good to have him back out there. And our receivers just need to learn how to pay attention to detail and how important it is to do little things right so that we're all on the same page in the passing game. Defensively, we got to play a lot of players in the two deep, and I thought there was a lot of good hitting out there. The tackling was pretty good for the most part for this time of the spring. As I said before, I thought the front guys were probably the strength of our team, and had some young guys playing in the secondary, and they got some valuable experience today, made some mistakes, but I think all things that they can learn from. The specialists, did a good job for what we asked them to do today, whether it was, punting or kicking. So all in all, I think that we're not, satisfied with where we are right now, but we're certainly not disappointed. We know what we have to do to get better, and I think everybody's commitment and focus, to do those things are really important. I think discipline is something that is really important to this team in terms of their development. Choices, decisions, how they buy in, how they sort of buy into the mission of what we're trying to accomplish, and how the team chemistry develops is something that I think is going to be very important to, to this group. Bo Scarborough was injured right at the end of the scrimmage today. I don't know the extent of his injury. It was a knee. We'll find out, sometime, and I'll let you know when we do find out. But other than that, I don't think we had any injuries today to speak. Well, Shank didn't scrimmage today. Had a little MCL. He'll probably be back to practice on Monday. But we're really pleased with the two tackles. Cam and Dominic have really done a nice job this spring. Ryan Kelly has done really good spring. Perschbacher has, really done a good job this spring, and I think those four guys have really made progress. Then we got another, 4 or 5 guys in the pile that are kind of competing for the rest of the positions. Boswell probably has the most experience, and I think depth there is critical. Brandon Green is back playing there. JC has made progress as a backup center, so I think there's work to do, but I really do think that 4 guys have sort of separated themselves, and we need some other guys to play with more consistency so that we can have the offensive line that we want to have, and then depth is going to be a huge issue for us to develop our young players.
Ken and Aaron on the right. Just wanted to ask about the inside linebackers. I know, Reggie's a proven entity, but, talk about those other guys and the opportunity they have, how they did today.
Well, I'm really, pleased with the way the linebackers have played this spring. Reggie's having a really good spring. He's really assuming the role of, being a leader. Ruben's had a really good spring. Sean Dion has had a really good spring, and so I'm really pleased with the way those guys have improved and developed, and even Keith Holcomb has really showing that he can play that position, and Walker Jones has actually done a much better job this spring. So I'm really encouraged by all 5 of those guys and how they played.
Aaron, a lot of youth back there at safety. How's that group coming along, particularly Ronnie Harrison? He looks like a guy's got some size, and how's he learning the defense early on?
Well, Ronnie's a very bright guy, and for a guy that's a new freshman in the system, he's done extremely well. He does have a lot of athletic ability, and got great size and speed, and really has done a nice job. Him and Hootie, and we moved Maurice Smith in there. All those guys are guys that we feel have to develop some confidence, knowledge, and experience in the system. Made some mental errors today, but also made some really good plays. So, and that's been the case throughout. So if we can eliminate some of those mental errors, which I think we can, and then gain a little bit more confidence in what they're doing, I think those guys have the ability to improve and be good players for us.
Yeah, in the back. Coach, I understand it's premature on Bo, but at running back, is Kenyon 100%? How much is he able to do? And the depth situation behind Derek now, is that something that alters the way you practice at all?
Well, Kenyon has been able to do everything. He actually ran a 4.4, when we tested right before. I can't say that he's 100%, but I think that the big thing we're trying to do is get him all the reps we can get him, but not bang him around too much so that he has a problem, with his ankle. And then once we get through the spring, he'll have a significant amount of time to be able to get some rest and get in better condition. And but he's really done well. So those 2 guys are really good. Bo was doing pretty well, but we've had a lot of injuries, suspensions, and lost some people at that position. So what seemed like a pretty strong position for us, depth-wise, has gotten a little thin.
2 more, Mike.
We've seen quarterback moving over to receiver. What have you seen with that? How's that worked so far?
Well, I think that, we think that, when you have a really good athlete on your team and you feel like he can make a contribution, he was doing well at quarterback. We have not moved him from quarterback. He still takes reps in practice at quarterback. But I just thought that, maybe we could create a role that, might be beneficial to our team and maybe be beneficial to him because he's such a good athlete. Had really good measurables when we tested everybody, and if we just rated the top 50 athletes on our team, he'd probably be one of them. So now's the time to find out if he could contribute to at another position.
Last one, Matt.
And 2 quick things. First of all, with Bill, is that something you are concerned about being serious at this point, or is it too early to tell?
Well, I'm not a doctor, and I don't know. I would tell you. I mean, these guys have all been here before. If I knew what was wrong with the guy, I'd tell you. And when we find out, I'll tell you. All right, but I think that's for the doctors to decide. You've got to take MRIs and do all this thing. So I don't speculate, on these kind of injuries. We'll see, and we'll let you know when we find out.
And then lastly, with Jacob, you were complimentary of him. I guess it was on Monday, and just talking about how he is coming along. Where in particular have you seen him come along? What kind of progress has he made since even just the end of last year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is he's more comfortable with the system. He's playing with more confidence. I just think that the system that we're playing now is better suited for him. in terms of, you know, what we're putting on him to do, actually playing him in the gun a little bit more, which is probably more suited for him. But, you know, all these other quarterbacks really did a pretty good job today. You know, Cornwell did a pretty good job. You know, Alex, Blake, you know, all those guys, you know, did a pretty good job. So, you know, there's a lot of competition at this position. I'm really pleased with the way, you know, Jake has sort of practiced. But, you know, we just got to keep getting him to where he feels comfortable and confident and sort of gets in sync with the receivers so that we can execute a little bit better on a more consistent basis. Not all on him, it's on all of us to get that done.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.